Welcome to this special breaking news explainer. Okay, let's dive right into what is, honestly, a massive political tectonic shift happening in West Bengal right now. We are talking about election results that are completely rewriting India's electoral map. The stakes? Sky high. The results? Absolutely historic. The massive breaking headline today is this staggering number, 200 plus. Yep, in a totally historic first, the BJP has blasted past the 200-seat threshold in the West Bengal Assembly. I mean, this isn't just a win, it's a sweeping mandate in a state where they had literally never held power before. Talk about a game changer. And when you look at the sheer scale of this victory, it is wild. The BJP's massive lead just absolutely towers over the incumbent Trinamool Congress. After an unbroken 15-year run, the TMC is now staring at a double-digit reality and a really profound electoral defeat. So here is today's quick rundown of the top headlines as we unpack all this crazy data. The BJP confidently crosses the 200 mark. The TMC faces defeat after a decade and a half. We're tracking massive upsets across key battlegrounds and ultimately a completely unprecedented shift in Bengal's political landscape. Let's break down exactly how this all went down. Part 1, the assembly math and the big picture of what it actually takes to win the state. Okay, so the absolute crucial point to remember here is that 148 is the magic number. The West Bengal Assembly has 294 total seats, right? So if any party or coalition wants to form a government, they need 148. And going into this election, the major parties were fighting on their own, setting the stage for a massive direct showdown. And wow, what we're seeing is basically a massive saffron wave sweeping the state. There's this immense consolidation by the BJP, absorbing huge chunks of the electorate. Meanwhile, the TMC's share has shrunk way down compared to 2021, and the traditional powers, the Congress and the left front, they severely struggled to even open their accounts in this heavily polarized climate. Part 2. Let's turn to the key battlegrounds and some of the most massive electoral upsets we've seen in recent history. Honestly, the most intense head-to-head clash was definitely in Bhabanipur. This was the ultimate prestige battle between Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and her former lieutenant, Suvendu Adhikari. All morning long, the counting was an absolute seesaw, just leads flipping back and forth constantly. It really highlighted how intensely localized and polarized this whole election was. But beyond that main event, the ripple effects were felt everywhere. The upsets were huge. For example, Agnivitrapal won Asansol Dakshin by a staggering 40,000 votes, and Ratna Debnath pulled massive leads in Panihati. Plus, in a huge shock to the incumbent government, several really senior Trinamool heavyweights, like Sujit Bose and Arup Biswas, actually found themselves trailing significantly. On top of that, independent factors on the ground played a massive role. Suspended Trinamool lawmaker Humayun Kabir formed a new outfit and established strong leads in 2 seats. According to political analysts, this essentially caused a crucial 3-way split in the Muslim vote, fracturing a traditional vote bank that the incumbent government had heavily relied on for years. Part 3. Let's move to our virtual press desk and hear directly from the BJP leadership as they claim this historic mandate. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was super quick to frame this victory. He declared that the lotus blooms in West Bengal and calls it an election that will be remembered forever. He credited the win directly to what he called the prevalence of people's power and the BJP's politics of good governance. Home Minister Amit Shah, on the other hand, took a much firmer, more targeted tone. He framed the mandate as a firm rejection of appeasement politics, stating that the people of Bengal taught a lesson to infiltrators and their sympathizers. He also gave massive credit to the resilience and sheer sacrifices of countless BJP party workers on the ground. Part 4. The TMC responds to the defeat. Because, of course, as these results were emerging, the Trinamool Congress raised some really serious procedural concerns. TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee pointed out some severe delays in the counting pace. He noted that back in 2021, nearly 90% of the counting was done within 8.5 hours. But this time, only 6 to 8 rounds were completed in that same window. He urged his supporters to remain patient. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee went even further in a video message. She alleged specific data mismatches with the EVMs, the electronic voting machines. We're talking about machines where the control unit data supposedly didn't match the official Form 17C tally sheets. She also alleged a forceful use of central forces to oppress her party during the counting process. Part 5. Analyzing this historic shift. We have the numbers, we have the reactions, so let's step back and look at the big picture. How exactly did this happen? Well, NDTV's senior journalist Janta Ghoshal outlines a few crucial takeaways. He notes the BJP used this highly effective multi-pronged strategy, basically combining a push for Hindutva with a strong promise of Parivartan, or change. Analysts say it was largely a verdict against perceived misgovernance, driven heavily by brand Modi magic, and a very deliberate focus on schemes versus scheme development politics rather than personal attacks. Experts are also pointing to something they call the 5Ms as the main demographic roadblocks that dismantled the Team C's 15-year run. So what are they? They are the Muslim vote, which got fractured, Mahila, meaning women's security concerns, migrants, the very influential Matua community, and finally, machinery, specifically the sheer organizational force of the BJP's poll machinery on the ground. And you know what? This shift is already making huge waves in the corporate sector. From an economic standpoint, the business community is expressing some deep optimism. Businessman Harsh Goenka noted a gentle sense of euphoria, predicting a major transition from welfare politics over to sustainable economic development, an industrial revival, and a reversal of local tensions. The incoming government is already telegraphing its very first moves, too. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav outlined 3 immediate infrastructure priorities they plan to unlock right away: bringing a bullet train to Siliguri, finally completing the stalled Kolkata Metro, and immediately restarting over 80 stranded development projects that had been previously blocked. As we wrap up this explainer, we really have to look ahead, because the fall of this 15-year political fortress in Bengal, it isn't just a state-level story, it's a national earthquake. So the vital question we leave you with is this: with this absolute tectonic shift in Bengal, how will these newly drawn political battle lines completely reshape the map and the strategies for the 2029 national elections? Thanks for joining us, and stay curious.